Okay, guys, so I wanted to talk about visualizations, affirmations, and some myths that people have about manifestation techniques. Okay, so without further ado, I'm just going to get into it. So, one of the big myths that a lot of people have about manifestation is that your visualizations have to be very vivid, that you have to feel every little thing. But that couldn't be further from the truth. You see, a lot of you guys make manifestation more difficult than it needs to be. Okay, and I honestly think that the more difficult you make it, the more you mess up the process for yourself, and it starts creating limited beliefs and blockages that ruin your manifestations. I'm going to tell you right here, right now, how to visualize. When you visualize, I want you to, before you even think about what it is you want to visualize, go back and just pick any memory from the past, whether it was from years ago or whether it was from yesterday. Maybe probably something that was way in the past. Whenever you think of that memory, look in your imagination, look in your mind, in your head, and see all the intricate details of that memory. Because you cannot have a memory and not have some sort of image to it. So look at that image. What does it look like? I guarantee you that no matter how powerful that memory is, no matter how much is stuck with you, you know, all those memories where they've said, oh, I remember like if it was yesterday. I guarantee you that they do not remember the exact fucking temperature of the room, the way that the shirt of their girlfriend, was bent from the top of her collar. Not everything. They might be able to remember a lot of details, but again, they cannot move their head like this and look around and see the poster of their favorite band that they had in their room. No. As a matter of fact, if you really look at all your memories, they only truly remember the important stuff. I even remember thinking back to a trip that I had at Disneyland, and I was thinking of how I wanted to go back. I would always think about this more so when I was, a young kid. And I would always think, I want to go back. I want to go on all those rides. And I remember there was a specific ride. I don't even recall which ride it was, but I just would keep replaying my experience riding that roller coaster. But then one day it dawned on me, I only see the left side of when I was in the trolley in the roller coaster, but I don't even remember looking to my right. And even as a kid, I was thinking of all this, stupid little shit. But I remember thinking like, next time I go on that roller coaster, I want to look to my right and see what else was there. Because I always, would have the habit when I was on a ride of only looking at, one thing instead of trying to, embrace the whole moment, Well, that's the same way it is with visualizations, is you'll have a memory, but yet you won't be able to see every single little detail in that memory. Yet there are some memories that stick with people that are so powerful that they still bring back the same trauma that the negative experience gave them. And yet it's not all in fucking 8K Ultra 1080p. It's probably 240. Yet they're still practically on the verge of a heart attack just remembering it. So that's the way you have to visualize. The same way that, the same vividness, the same imagery that a memory has, that is the way that you visualize. Or, I don't even think you have to visualize. A lot of people have this sort of rule book that they think they need to follow in order to manifest successfully. but there's no rule book. It's whatever works for you. As a matter of fact, the Power of I Am YouTube channel, run by this guy named Eric, the new Neville fucking Goddard, that bastard says, and he's not the only guy who says this, but he really pinpoints this point home. Think of all the times that you manifested bullshit in your life. Think of all the times that you said, oh, what if she cheats on me? What if she cheats on me? And guess what? She fucking cheats on you. You know, oh, this relationship might not ever work out. I'm not worthy enough. And guess what? Within months, she starts treating you like you're not worthy, and she dumps you. Was it because you suck at relationships? Well, you sucked at relationships because you were manifesting the same mindset, the same thoughts that someone who would suck at relationships would have. But if you were telling yourself that you're a fucking Giga Chad, that every single time you walk in the room, your energy floods everybody's soul and they cannot keep their fucking eyes off of you. You are magnetic gold. Everything you touch is precious. You make the flowers reignite their life just by breathing on them. People are lucky to be breathing the same air as you. If you have that fucking mentality, you probably would still be in that relationship, because you don't have to visualize. You don't have to even feel. It's all that's what's going on in your brain. You see, a lot of these people want to make manifestation into something of a whole list of techniques. No. You have been manifesting your whole life. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you to not listen to this content creator or stop reading all the content of Neville Goddard. But what I'm saying is, if you struggle with visualization, you don't have to visualize, because there's probably a good chance that you never had a good imagination to begin with, and you probably would be better off doing something more smaller. You can even visualize the relationship of your fucking dreams just by using the telephone technique, where you pretend like you're on the phone and you don't have to do any visualization for it. You just try to hear in your mind what it would sound like if your SP was telling you the sweet somethings in your ear of how much they love you, of how much they're obsessed with you, of how much they can't wait to see you, of how they are so happy that you are the love of their life. You don't have to see if they have any fucking boogers in their nostrils. You don't have to see the sweat dripping down their panties. Well, now that I think about that, for some reason I can actually vividly see that in my brain. And that's another thing too. Visualizations, when you visualize, you don't even have to see the whole picture. Like for me, I've manifested SPs by just thinking of their skin. Like there's this girl who I manifested, and man, she's so fucking beautiful. I literally manifested a successful relationship with her just because when I started doing my visualizations, I would affirm that we had a very great sexual relationship. But for some reason, I couldn't see the whole picture of us doing the deed. But I would just imagine how perfect her skin looked, because that's one of the things I really loved, is that she has really smooth skin. And she has a tattoo on her arm. And I don't even remember what the fuck the tattoo says. But I would just kind of get like a blurry, inclination of what of the tattoo on her arm. And I would just kind of see the image of her arm in my brain, kind of like a close-up fucking movie trailer B-roll image where you're not able to make out too much details. And I would just run that in my mind over and over and over and over again. And I would just think about the sensation of how it felt to touch her arm. But again, I wouldn't imagine me touching her arm. I wouldn't, see us doing anything special. I would just keep thinking. Basically, I was just thinking about it, but there was a little bit of imagery kind of behind it. Because you got to understand something, brother. You're not going to be able to see your fucking visualization like the way you can see stuff here in the 3D. So why try so fucking hard to see it if you already know that your mind does not have that fucking it doesn't display imagery like that. It's kind of like on a computer when it says that it doesn't fucking support PDF files or JPEGs. It's the same fucking shit. Your mind doesn't support it. As a matter of fact, it supports something greater, because what you see in the 3D is not even important. What you see up here is important. Because how do you know if what you see in your mind's eye, you see the essence of the thought, the essence of that person, rather than just what they look like here on the outside? Because after all, whoever your SP is, or even whatever $1 million is, it's not what it is physically. $1 million to you is not the stack of dollar bills, or even the numbers that you see on your phone screen when you open your bank account. What it is what it gives you. That SP that you have is more than just a body. How many times has a girl broken up with us because they felt like all that we wanted from them was sex? That we were just with them because of their body? How many times do you hear them say, I just want you to love me for me? So don't so much focus on the imagery that you will see in the 3D to begin with. Maybe that's what Neville was trying to say when he said feeling is the secret. Because it's not so much about the 3D, but it's about the knowing that you have it. So this is just kind of like a brief little exposition on some sort of insights that I have been experiencing and wanting to cover on manifestation. And I've been trying a lot of manifestation affirmations, visualization techniques, a lot from Eric, the Power of I Am. He's one of the guys that I've been following a lot, and I've also been dabbling a little bit with Neville here and there. And I love this stuff. At this point, I'm almost treating it like a fucking sport, because I don't know. I love spirituality. I love really learning about our true essence, our true nature. And manifestation is a huge part of what we are. And again, I don't even like to give it a label, because really it's what we are. What we think, what we say, what we affirm, what we see in the mind's eye is what we become, because our whole reality that we have currently is because we once saw it beforehand. You are what you are. I am that I am. I am Dallas. This is all that the I Am Awareness had to say. And I know you're going to be okay.